Yeah, I'm all packed and we're ready to go out the door. Can't wait to see you too, Mom. Yeah. I'll make sure he drives carefully. Okay. I love you too. Bye. So, I guess this is it. Don't give Dad too much trouble, okay? We'll be good. Yeah, sure. Heather, help the little guys write me sometime?
I'll even write to you myself.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we got all your clothes packed up, your school transcripts, your medical records, everything like that. I got CDs, books, tapes, everything. They're in this bag here. Your mom have a system to play this stuff on?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Oh, toothbrush, all that stuff's in with the clothes.
I'll find it.
And if you forgot anything...
I'll be less than an hour away.
I'll remember that.
And I'll visit you so much, I won't even know I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You said you're okay with this.
Oh, I am.
I can call Mom back.
It's all right. You too. You too. Be good for Heather, okay? I'll be back in, a few hours. Okay. Let's go.
I love you.
Looks fine to me.
Well, I saved some space in case there's a decision in Starr's custody hearing today.
There won't be, believe me. Ted's in the hospital. They're going to have to postpone it.
Well, I just wanted you to be prepared for it.
Why? I mean, if it's news, you print it. Doesn't matter how it affects your personal affairs, right?
Right. Speaking of personal affairs, I think you still owe me a dinner.
Oh, I don't think so. No, I think that Renee's little auction settled that account. Somehow, we managed to spend almost the entire evening together.
Well, Doc Doherty was your escort for that benefit.
Technically, yes, indeed, he was. But oddly enough, he was missing in action all night. And you were by my side all night.
Is that a fact?
Really? It do make one wonder, don't it?
Well, if one were prone to suspicion...
Since you administer the Buchanan Endowment to the university, it seems you have a little influence over the university president.
You're not suggesting I had anything to do with Doc's disappearing?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Good morning.
What the heck are you doing here?
Your Honor, I apologize for my tardiness. There were extenuating circumstances.
Apparently.
But we are ready to proceed.
Well, let me bring you up to speed, Counselor. I was entertaining plaintiff's motion to postpone this hearing.
Oh?
And considering citing your client for contempt.
I apologize for Mr. Manning's behavior. This course has dragged on for some time now, and I assure you, if he misbehaved...
Trust me, Counselor, he did.
It came from an extreme sense of urgency to settle the question of his daughter's custody. I advised my client to ask for a postponement. Apparently, he felt so strongly about the need for resolution that he took matters into his own hands.
Then you won't challenge plaintiff's motion?
On the contrary, Your Honor, I want to hold this hearing today as scheduled.
Order!
I have come to realize that the matter of Star Manning's custody must be resolved immediately for the good of everyone involved, especially Ms. Daimler.
At the heart of plaintiff's motion was the presumed unavailability of Ms. Delgado. She's here. Motion denied. Shall we begin?
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry it's taking me so long to get up.
You may remain seated, Counselor.
No special treatment. Permanent custody of Star Manning needs to be settled with all due haste. Not only for the child's welfare and sense of stability, but because of the toll the stress is taking on Blair. Ms. Daimler.
Objection, Your Honor. Counselor is offering medical opinion without evidence or expertise to support it.
Your Honor, with all due respect, my injuries and I are all the evidence required.
Surely Counselor is aware that the law does not allow her to call herself as a witness.
That is not my intention, but plaintiff's state of mind is relevant to this hearing. It speaks directly to her ability to be a proper parent to Star. Therefore, I ask the court's permission to explore this point.
You may continue, Ms. Delgado.
Ms. Daimler has, regrettably, been through a difficult series of incidents with which this court is already acquainted. She is understandably stressed to the breaking point.
Objection, a medical opinion.
This is a sad reality.
Your Honor.
Overruled.
And unfortunately, when plaintiff snaps, she loses all control. Last night, she had just such an episode when, without provocation, she pushed me through a second-story window.
Was plenty of provocation, Your Honor.
Ms. Richardson, please control your client.
It is our contention, Your Honor, that given her mental state, Blair Daimler is dangerous to herself and others, including her child, and that she is therefore unfit to take care of Star Manning.
I would never hurt Star. Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
You will have your chance to refute, Counselor. I hope you can back up these contentions.
There were numerous witnesses who can testify to the events of last evening.
Do you need an adjournment to produce them?
No, Your Honor. One is already present in court. I'd like to call Ms. Kelly Kramer.
I'm coming back to work.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. You haven't recovered. Clint?
Are you sure you're ready to come off the DL?
It's either start writing or start drinking.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, just don't go hanging from any helicopter struts for a while, okay?
Deal.
Is that a guy thing, or can like anybody get in?
Skipper?
You were missed.
Thank you.
Actually, this seems to be my morning for the Hazes. I'm seeing your daughter Dorothy in a little while.
No kidding. About me.
No, not about you. Don't flatter yourself. No, I called her just to offer help in getting settled in town.
Lend you welcome wagon.
Uh-huh.
Besides, quite anxious to meet the woman who survived being Mel Hayes' daughter. And if I waited for you to arrange an introduction, I would probably have to wait the rest of my life.
Well, I'm glad you're getting together. A word of warning. Dorian also volunteered to help Dorothy.
Not surprising, but thank you for the heads up.
Anytime. And I appreciate you getting together with Dorf. And now, it's time for me to reacquaint myself with my workstation.
Don't overdo it.
I know. Right.
Well, Mel Hayes invested in sobriety.
You were right about him.
You took the chance.
No, we did. Think it's time to offer him that column?
Couldn't agree with you more.
Why don't you run it past him and let me know what he says, okay?
You got it.
Good.
How about that dinner?
No, I don't think so. Actually, all I owe you really is an evening at the Club Indigo. So tonight?
You're on.
Victoria Carpenter. Yes, Charlie. Well, who filed a complaint? No, that's not necessary. I can see him at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, no problem. Glad to help you out. Bye-bye. Dorothy?
Is this still a good time?
Oh, absolutely. I'm delighted that you're here. I've been looking forward to this. Welcome to Landview. I must say that I very much regret the circumstances that brought you to Landview. On the other hand, I'm very glad for the opportunity to get to know you.
Thank you.
Did you know your father came back to work this morning?
Yes, actually, I think it was a good choice.
You do? Oh, good. So do I. I admire him much more than he knows. And Clint and I are very lucky to have him here at the Banner.
Well, I think you understand what it's meant to him to be here.
Well, it was a deal that worked out well for both sides.
The best kind.
Absolutely. I told him I was meeting with you when I saw him earlier, and he, with his customary humility, naturally assumed it was all about him. But of course it isn't, so let's talk about you. Now, did your wonderful grandmother influence your career choice?
Both directly and indirectly. Mainly just by being who she is.
Oh, I can understand that.
When I was in high school, one summer, Mare hired me to attend to her correspondence. So many letters from people that had been helped by her books and lectures. It was inspiring. I kept thinking, I wish that I could do that. I wish I could make people feel better about themselves. So I majored in psychology and got really hooked and continued on with my MSW. And Mare's been behind me every step of the way.
Well, you are a very fortunate young lady.
I know that.
You have a father and a grandmother who adore you. You're very lovely, very bright, entering into a career where you're going to be able to help thousands of people. And you just met someone who knows every psychiatrist in Landview. I also happen to have contacts at most of the service organizations in town. So, why don't you tell me your fantasy job?
The one I just left in New York. It was a free clinic on the Lower East Side, and I worked with the homeless and patients and teens and runaways. It was insane hours and not particularly good pay.
But you loved it.
I loved it.
Okay, it just so happens I have a friend who administers a free clinic right here in town. It's actually connected to the city in conjunction with the hospital. I have a feeling that Josie would be delighted to meet someone like you. I mean, you're qualified, you have enthusiasm, you're smart.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you don't have to say anything. Talk to Josie, see if it's something you might be interested in. I could call her and tell her to expect your call.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, you're very, very welcome. I know you gave up a lot to be with your father.
Yes.
Are you aware of how much it means to him?
I've begun to be. I'll have a lot of clients in my life, but he's my only father.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, grab a chair. Want some coffee?
Yeah, thanks.
So how's the old workstation?
Well, I was amazed at how much clutter collected while I was gone.
Oh, well, you know, as I recall, that clutter was there before you even left.
Well, another illusion shattered by sobriety. Now, when I logged onto my computer, I found 9 email messages from my son, Roger. The first one dated the day after the shooting.
Oh, did he think you were on the net in the ICU?
Yeah, probably. He would have been. What's on your mind?
Well, you know, when you first came on board, you passed on an opportunity to do a column in favor of straight reporting.
It's the best way to get to know a community.
Yeah. And now you've done that. And with that in mind, and with all the other changes you've been through, I'd like you to reconsider. There aren't a lot of stories in Landview that are worthy of you.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
We'd like something op-ed, maybe 3 a week.
Time constraints, structure.
Yeah, but look at the upside. Give you a chance to explore in print whatever local or national issues that might be on your mind. That is, assuming that you have a few opinions on local and national issues.
I think I could probably come up with one or two.
Good. So what do you think?
I wouldn't have to give up straight reporting?
Something breaks that interests you? Jump on it.
I could probably keep a couple of general columns in the bank for just such an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
No holds barred.
No, you write it, we print it.
What an offer.
Well, what do you say?
You're good.
Your Honor, please, I cannot do this. Blair is my cousin.
Ms. Kramer, our justice system is based on finding the truth. If you have any information that will shed light on the incident in question, I must insist you take the stand.
Your Honor, I know that.
Unless you prefer I find you in contempt.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, Kelly. As Judge Goldberg said, it's important that we get to the truth. Did you see the confrontation between me and Blair at the auction?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear me goad or provoke Blair in any way that might have warranted such an extreme response?
I couldn't say.
I know you feel the need to protect Blair. So do I. That's why I didn't press charges. But there's a child at stake.
Counselor is making a speech.
Get to the point, Ms. Delgado.
Did you hear me say anything to provoke Blair?
I couldn't exactly hear her. I couldn't hear what you said.
Did you hear my tone and attitude?
Yes.
Was it in any way threatening or provocative?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness already said she didn't hear Ms. Delgado.
I asked about tone and attitude.
Overruled. But move it along, Ms. Delgado. Answer the question, please, Ms. Kramer.
You didn't seem threatening or provocative.
What did you hear?
I heard Blair.
Go on.
She was upset.
Yes?
She said, I'll get my baby back, and I will make you pay for what you've done to me.
Well, what happened then?
I could hardly hear what you said, and Blair was mad.
What was her response?
She said that you lied in court and that you stole her baby. She started to call you some names, and you said that you thought she was taking it too personally, and that this wasn't the time or the place.
So you did hear some of my words. Did I sound angry when I said that?
No.
Uh-huh. And what was Blair's response?
She said she didn't care who heard.
Was there more? Please, Kelly, was there more? Kelly.
She said that you have messed with the wrong woman, Chiquita, and that you are not fit to live.
Your Honor, please. She was about to hit me. Your Honor, please, you cannot let this go on. Order.
And then? She pushed you through a window.
I will never forgive you for this.
Did Miss Delgado make any gestures that, in the heat of the moment, could have been interpreted as hostile?
When, Blair backed her into the window, Taya lost her balance and she put up her hand.
She raised her hand. Might that have seemed threatening?
Conjecture.
Sustained.
It was defensive. It was more like a reflex.
Objection, Your Honor.
You open the door, Counselor.
To the best of your knowledge, is Ms. Daimler facing any criminal charges as a result of this unfortunate incident?
No.
Is Miss Delgado or Mr. Manning pressing any civil charges?
No, they didn't want to make any unnecessary trouble for Blair.
Other than take her child?
Objection.
No further questions? Thank you, Miss Kramer.
You may step down. At the last hearing on this matter, I agreed to reopen this case when Miss Daimler had made a more complete recovery of her injuries. Current medical records attest to that. Prior to this hearing, I reread the file of the proceedings to date, including the testimony concerning the relative suitability of Mr. Manning and Ms. Daimler as parents. We have now had testimony as to the events of last night. Do either of you have any additional evidence to present? And I would strongly suggest that it have significant bearing.
No, Your Honor.
No.
Then I'm ready to hand down my final decision.
Will the parties and their attorneys please rise?
Ms. Daimler, actionable or not, I find your behavior appalling. True, you have been under inhuman amounts of stress, but this hearing is not about that. We are not here to dole out sympathy. Only one person's interests matter here, and that is Star Manning. The court finds Ms. Daimler's violent temper and impulse control problems make her an unsuitable custodian. I therefore issue my final decree in this matter. Full custody of the minor, Star Manning, is hereby awarded to Mr. Todd Manning. Ms. Daimler is to have limited supervised visitation, but only after a complete psychiatric evaluation and report of same to this court.
It can't be. No.
Court is dismissed.
Oh, my God. Can't be. You are not going to get away with it.
Start this, but now it's over.
Hell it is.
After my mother's death, things weren't great between Dad and me.
So I understand.
We were very mad at each other, and we blamed each other for a lot of things. It just took me a while to realize that I was equally responsible.
Well, that's a tough thing to know.
And the geographical distance just fueled the emotional separation. So, you know, Dad couldn't go to New York, and here I am.
Very, very generous of you, Dorothy.
It was the logical choice.
Well, for my money, I think your dad is worth it.
My mother thought so.
Do you?
Most of the time.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's a tad more difficult being his daughter than his publisher.
He's a challenge.
I suspect you can handle him. Listen, I'm going to call my friend Josie today, all right? And you give her a ring, I'd say later this afternoon, or even tomorrow morning, okay?
Thank you again.
Oh, please. You make a good impression, and I get points. It's all going to work out. There you go. I hope you really enjoy it here. Actually, there's an incredibly nice group of people just around your age.
Well, I look forward to seeing them.
So, have you gotten to know the Kramer cousins yet?
We've met. They make an impression.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. I wouldn't judge them too harshly. Once you get them away from Aunt Dorian, they're really okay.
Well, I will bear that in mind.
Come on, I'll take you to Mel.
Ordinarily, I'd say this calls for a drink, but present circumstances, I guess we better take a pass.
I think that's a good idea.
However, how about a cigar?
You just lost a piece of lung.
Just a small piece of lung. I mean, the other lung and three-quarters still need their protective coating of noxious tar.
Okay. La Gloria Cubana.
I don't suppose we could light up anywhere in the building?
No. Not a prayer. I'll save this and smoke it tonight. In honor of you and Hank.
Near-death experience, sobriety, a new column, my mother and daughter-in-law. I guess I qualify.
His family might give a man incentive to stay on the wagon.
How Dorothy will remember me does.
Well, you know, my pa told me one time that any fool can crawl into a bottle. It takes a man to crawl back out.
Amen.
Yes, Ellen. Oh, send her in. So.
Mr. Buchanan?
Oh, Dorothy, come on in. Come on in.
Clint Buchanan, Dorothy Hayes.
I'm glad to meet you.
It's my pleasure.
So how did it go?
Really well.
Good. Well, I want to hear all about it. Let's retire to my workstation.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not very private.
In light of which, after certain changes, I think we should discuss that.
Look, I'm on my way down to the op-ed page to make some room. Why don't you use my office?
Oh, all right. That'll do temporarily.
Nice meeting you.
You can't. You aren't going to smoke that.
Now, look, you can only give up one vice at a time,
Oh,
right?
God, your poor, pathetic lungs.
Tell me about Vicky.
Well, now I understand why he's the first publisher you ever really liked.
Why?
You're kidding.
No, what about?
I can't believe you haven't seen it yet.
I take it you liked Vicky.
She's wonderful and so genuine. She offered to call the woman who heads the free clinic here and arrange an interview for me.
Oh, good for her. Now tell me what it is that I haven't seen.
Come on, Dad.
What?
Who does she remind you of?
Give up.
Think about it.
Listen, my investigative skills are a little rusty right now. Eh?
Mom.
Nah, that's crazy.
The way her eyes grab yours and make you feel your every word is important, that all that matters is what you have to say.
All right, maybe.
Her sense of humor, her enthusiasm.
Lots of women have that.
She put me at ease immediately. She asked just the right question. I've seen Mom do that with my friends hundreds of times. She was genuinely interested and absolutely ready to invest in a new friend. And when she offered help, it was because she honestly wanted to. No strings, no obligations. When Dorian offered help, I could practically see the interest charges pile up. But
No, wait. Dorian was sincere. She was a different personality.
Didn't come across like that. Just who she is.
Exactly.
Anyway, back to Vicky and Mom. Vicky totally gets you.
Well, she's seen about all there is to see.
That's your only response?
Why is this so important to you?
It's not so important to me. I'm just fascinated by the similarities.
Well, you know, if I was the one with the degree in psychology, I would suggest you are so upset at the thought of me being with a woman other than your mother that your mind has created similarities between Vicky and Muriel to create a kind of psychological counterbalance to Dorian.
Thank you, Dr. Freud. You just took all the fun out of a simple observation.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jung. You've just complicated what otherwise was a straightforward working relationship with my publisher. Heather? Heather? Kids? Anybody? Heather?
Look, I'm having a really bad day, and I'm not ready for any open hostility, so could we just do this tomorrow?
I'm not exactly having a great day either. Do you know how long I've been waiting in my car for you to get here?
Call for an appointment next time.
Oh, the humor.
Fine. What's so important? I can't wait.
Find me out.
What?
Now.
Look, I know you're a little upset about what went down between me and Maggie, but...
This isn't a negotiation.
Look, come on. You can't walk away from this. You were both on the verge of making really big bucks here.
You don't seem to understand. Somehow, I have inherited a fate. the entire Armitage Corporation. This deal means nothing to me. I don't want it, and I sure as hell don't need it.
Yeah, well, I do.
Good. Then you can have it. You have 24 hours to get me a check for my half of the waterfront property.
Oh, and just how am I supposed to get all that cash together that quickly?
Not my problem.
Oh, come on, Ian. Ian, come on, give me some time, you know? Give me a break here.
How about some motivation? You get me the cash within 24 hours, or I will sell to Ace of Buchanan.
It's gonna be okay, all right?
Yeah, I think so.
On your own?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope you're satisfied, Blair.
Not until I get my daughter back.
That's not gonna happen. Not in this lifetime. You ready?
Whenever you are.
Blair, I am sorry. I didn't want to testify. I had no choice.
Kelly, just once. Have the guts to own up for what you did.
I didn't want to testify. I had to.
You finally had a chance to get even with me. Well, you took it. Well, I tell you what, Kelly, you take this. There.
All that's missing is your signature and a check.
You have made one very serious mistake.
I think it's all in perfect order.
You know, Ian, we could have found a way to part the ways amicably.
Oh, but what's the fun in that, eh?
No. You're just dumb to learn from your father, but there's some business lessons you should have picked up, which are never make powerful enemies unnecessarily.
Us? You clearly didn't know Guy Armitage very well because he loved making powerful enemies. The only thing he loved more was annihilating them. And second, you have a very overinflated opinion of yourself, my boy.
You'll find out.
Well, I have no desire for any future dealings with you. But if you do try to cross me, you will find out exactly how much Guy Armitage taught me.
Guy and I had many little chats about your abilities and inabilities. So don't threaten me.
24 hours. Cash.
You need anything else from the nurses?
I ache everywhere, but I'm okay.
You sure?
Painkiller should kick in soon. Then I intend to follow doctor's orders and rest.
Oh, so you know what that is now, huh?
I know how to relax.
When have you ever relaxed?
Well, there must have been some time in my life.
You should shut up. Stupid, that was.
Married couples take on each other's attributes.
But it really hurts, you know?
Okay.
Stars?
There's a lot of store window for you. Getting to court was nothing. Besides, did you really think I'd leave you to your own devices in front of Judge Goldberg?
Hey, I was doing great.
Yeah, a regular bird.
No, I don't know who that is.
This is the lawyer who lost every case to Perry Mason. Never make another move without return to prison.
Well, it's good to know that this fall hasn't crushed your sense of self-importance.
Can't rock the truth.
Thank you for what you did for me and Star today. That went way beyond any kind of agreement that we had.
All of that.
Well, you saved my daughter free today. And I won't forget that.
Just doing my job for my client and my family.
not a letter read across the Kramer women. I can't prove that she manipulated Blair into attacking her, but I will make her pay. And I will make her pay dearly for all of it. Okay, Mother, you want to drink something? No.
No, I want my mind to stay clear. You see, Taya used Blair's vulnerabilities against her.
Come on, let's sit down.
She turned you and Blair against each other. Once again. And Todd, oh, he's the one who brought Taya into that unholy alliance. He used Star as a weapon against Blair. Well, he hasn't reckoned on my arsenal.
Oh, you're scaring us. You want to throw something? You want to yell?
No. You see, revenge is a lost art. The Old Testament. Yeah, they knew it. The Greeks knew it. And Mr. and Mrs. Todd Manning, they're going to know it.
I don't like this. I think we should call Mel. Dorian, look at me. We are going to get through this, and we're going to get through it together. I promise you.
Back to finish me off, Ian? Guess what? I'm ready for you.
Blair, what are you doing here?
I need you, Max.